1. Clint Eastwood, 95 years old, born May 31st, 1930. 2. Meryl Streep, 75 years old, born June 22nd, 1949. 3. Jane Fonda, 87 years old, born December 21st, 1937. 4. Sally Field, 78 years old, born November 6, 1946. 5. Robert De Niro, 81 years old, born August 17, 1943. 6. Julie Andrews, 89 years old, born October 1st, 1935. 7. Betty White, died in 2021 at the age of 99. 8. Angela Lansbury, died in 2022 at the age of 96. 9. Goldie Hawn, 79 years old, born November 21st, 1945. 10. Tom Selleck, 80 years old, born January 29th, 1945. 11. Dustin Hoffman, 87 years old, born August 8th, 1937. 12. Sylvester Stallone, 78 years old, born July 6, 1946. 13. Michael Caine, 91 years old, born March 14, 1933. 14. Paul Newman, died in 2008 at the age of 83. 15. Robert Redford, 88 years old, born August 18, 1936. 16. Sean Connery, died in 2020 at the age of 90. 17. Helen Mirren, 79 years old, born July 26, 1945. 18. Al Pacino, 85 years old, born April 25, 1940. 19. Denzel Washington, 70 years old, born December 28, 1954. 20. Burt Reynolds, died in 2018 at the age of 82. 21. Michael Douglas, 80 years old, born September 25, 1944. 22. Harrison Ford, 82 years old, born July 13, 1942. 23. Gene Wilder, died in 2016 at the age of 83. 24. Jack Nicholson, 88 years old, born April 22, 1937. 25. Morgan Freeman, 88 years old, born April 22, 1937. 26. Kevin Costner, 70 years old, born January 18, 1955. 27. Susan Sarandon, 78 years old, born October 4th, 1946. 28. Sigourney Weaver, 75 years old, born October 8th, 1949. 29. Jessica Lange, 76 years old, born April 20th, 1949. 30. Kathy Bates, 76 years old, born June 28th, 1948. 31. Barbara Streisand, 83 years old, born April 24th, 1942. 32. Jeff Bridges, 83 years old, born April 24th, 1942. 33. William Shatner, 83 years old, born April 24th, 1942. 34. Tommy Lee Jones, 83 years old, born April 24th, 1942. 35. Alan Arkin, 83 years old, born April 24th, 1942. 36. Anthony Hopkins, 87 years old, born December 31st, 1937. 37. Samuel L. Jackson, 87 years old, born December 31st, 1937. 38. Arnold Schwarzenegger, 87 years old, born December 31st, 1937. 39. Steve Martin, 79 years old, born August 14th, 1945. 40. Christopher Walken, 82 years old, born March 31st, 1943. 41. Liam Neeson, 82 years old, born March 31st, 1943. 42. Richard Gere, 82 years old, born March 31st, 1943. 43. Shirley MacLaine, 82 years old, born March 31st, 1943. 44. Diane Keaton, 82 years old, born March 31st, 1943. 45. Tim Curry, 82 years old, born March 31st, 1943. 46. Bruce Willis, 82 years old, born March 31st, 1943. 47. J.K. Simmons, 82 years old, born March 31st, 1943. 48. Jeff Daniels, 70 years old, born February 19, 1955, 49. Brendan Gleeson, 70 years old, born February 19, 1955, 50. Gene Hackman, died in 2025 at the age of 95, 51. Donald Sutherland, 89 years old, born July 17, 1935, 52. Dick Van Dyke, 99 years old, born December 13, 1925, 53. Robert Duvall, 94 years old, born January 5, 1931.